everybody. My name is Jim Bashaskas, and I served Mansfield ISD community for almost 11 years working for the school district. I was associate superintendent for curriculum instruction for a long time, and then finished the last 7 years as superintendent of schools. It's a job that I loved very, very much. Part of being the superintendent of schools is there's just a lot coming at you. With 4,000 employees, there's a lot going on. And now that I'm in the private sector, I'm also helping Texas Education Agency with struggling school districts. There has to be kind of a plan to how do you address problems, how do you address situations in your business, in the businesses that I'm trying to help, and certainly the business of Mansfield ISD when I was the superintendent. So one of the things that I really believed in was the curriculum management audit training. It's essentially a company that took a financial audit and then applied it to the curriculum and instruction piece of the school district. And they came up with 4 fantastic, very simple questions that I used almost every day, and I still do. So when presented with a situation, very first thing that you have to ask is it there? For example, when I came to Mansfield ISD, one of the very first things that I was asked to do by the school board was to get a curriculum in place. So the first question I asked is, do we have one? Is it there? And the answer was no. So that's where you have to begin. You have to put it in place. If you're a business owner and you don't have a marketing plan, where do you start? Well, you have to put one in place. Once it's in place, the second question that you have to ask is it any good? And how do you know? For the curriculum that we put in Mansfield ISD, it aligned to the national and state curriculum standards, and it graded very well on the curriculum management process. So looking for a national standard, looking for something that's proven to work, that's usually the best way. Is it there? Is it any good? Once it's there, and once you know that it's good, the very next question that you need to ask is it being used? A plan that sits on a shelf is not a plan. And so how do you know for sure that your marketing plan, your training plans, your curriculum, whatever issue that you're dealing with is being used? And once you know that, you've answered the first 3 questions, which is it there? Is it any good? Is it being used? And then the 4th question is it making a difference? Is it making your company profitable? Is it helping your client? Is the curriculum making a difference for our kids? Are our kids performing? Fortunately for Mansfield ISD, the curriculum was there. It was fantastic. Our teachers were using it and modifying it every year, and it resulted in the district becoming an A-rated district by the Texas Education Agency. So those 4 questions drive me. No matter what problem you're presented with, one of those 4 questions is the perfect place to start. If it's not there, you have to put it there. If it's there and not being used, you have to make sure that it's being used. If it's not making a difference, why are you doing it? So those are my favorite 4 questions.